So one of the questions we get is, what about these over-the-counter hearing devices?
Because this is new, right?
It's new to us.
2023, this is new legislation. This is new stuff.
Yeah, so it's new. And so over-the-counter hearing devices, initially, we thought, boy, I wonder if people who have hearing loss are going to not get the right treatment and they're not going to seek out our help anymore. And what we've realized is over-the-counter, this discussion of over-the-counter hearing devices has been a wonderful thing. Anytime the public is talking about the ear and about hearing loss and about seeking treatment to actually try to do better with their hearing, it's a great thing. And so one of the interesting things is we've decided to have over-the-counter hearing devices be part of what we might recommend. Over-the-counter hearing devices are and can be a great fit for individuals with a mild loss. Or maybe they're not in many different listening environments. They have very simple needs and they just want something to help give them a little extra edge. There's various demographics and there's various different patient types that we see where we're going to talk about over-the-counter hearing devices with you because it might be the right solution. One patient in particular I had recently, 2 weeks ago, came in, young mom. She has hearing loss in just one ear, and it's kind of a mild hearing loss. And I thought, this patient is going to be perfect for over-the-counter. And so I let her take the over-the-counter devices home. What that means is I just give her a box. There's no programming. There's no prescription being placed in there. So it's not really super detailed on the type of sound that this individual may need, say across all frequencies. It's a pretty generic thing, and that's what over-the-counter is. But I thought this might be just enough to get her over the edge, help her feel confident. So I let her take the over-the-counter device home. She had a good experience. The over-the-counter devices are kind of a little more generic, so they don't always fit the ear perfect. In this case, it didn't fit her anatomy great. It did a good job, but she said, I can't wear it 8 hours. I can wear it like 4 to 6 hours, and then it starts to rub a little bit. But so she had a little physical concern. Then I let her try just a kind of an inexpensive prescription type hearing device, one that requires an actual prescription from us, where we acquire your exact hearing loss, which we call your prescription. And so we acquire this hearing loss, we input it into the hearing device, and it's more exact. It's going to be a lot smaller. It sits on the face differently. And for her, wearing a prescription, kind of the gold standard type hearing device was a better option for her. It ended up being a little more expensive, but it also ended up being the right thing for that particular patient. But it kind of goes both ways. It just depends on how it fits and who the patient is. And over-the-counter can be a really, really nice tool. It has been a great tool for us as part of our all the recommendations that we can give to a patient. So.
I think you're right, Dr. Luekenga. It's really generated a discussion about hearing and about hearing loss and about hearing aids that I think has been really beneficial. So I'm really grateful that this over-the-counter news, that again is new, it's a new classification of hearing aid as of 2023. It's really opened the door for a lot of good conversations. It's getting people interested in hearing aids and hearing loss. And having options is always a good thing. These over-the-counter devices are pretty generic. They're kind of compared to reading glasses. You can just go buy some readers off the shelf at the drugstore, and they're preset for a kind of a mild vision issue. And some of these over-the-counter devices are just kind of generic preset things. But for some people, that is all they need. They don't need a doctor to help them through the process. But so many people do. So many people don't even realize how much hearing loss they have. And I think the first step is always come get it checked, come get it tested. Let's see if it really is a mild issue, or if it maybe is a little bit more significant than you might have thought. But the nice thing is to have options. And you touched on that. Our clinic has over-the-counter options. We've got less expensive prescription options. We've also got the Cadillac options. We've got the very best technology, the very latest in hearing aid technology. And so really we have everything at our disposal to help people.
This makes me think how much fun we have in the clinic doing this research. We have the over-the-counter. We have these kind of older technologies that are really inexpensive, but they can still use a prescription and they can still be very effective. And then we have slightly nicer technologies that are going to be more current. But how fun it is to put these technologies on our patients. We like to wear them on the weekends, and it's common for us to be walking around the clinic making sounds and trying to figure out how quick does a hearing device shut down when we slam a door, or does this hearing device sound better when there's background speech babble, but we're trying to hear the person in front of us, kind of mimicking and simulating a restaurant environment. We really enjoy what we do. And so one interesting thing about our clinic that's unique is that we're not part of a buying group. And so we research these products, and we can buy any product, use it anytime we want. We're not tethered or tied or mandated to meet any quotas or anything. We can sell anything we want. And so we're mainly a big fan of you, the patients, and we're going to make every effort we can to make sure you can not only be treated and managed and have the right technology that's going to help you hit your listening needs throughout all the listening environments in your normal daily, your normally daily behavior. But also, we're going to make sure you can try different things and make sure you feel very comfortable, not only with how it feels, how it looks, how much it costs, things like that are very important to you. It's very important to us that you get the right device. And so it's common for our patients, to take their time and be able to research something over a 90-day period, or maybe some patients it takes 6 months before they've made a really good choice for themselves. But we're always very proud of that this is a long-term decision. You're most likely going to wear this hearing device for anywhere from 5 to 7 years. A lot of our patients do. And so why not get something that you're proud of, something that fits your needs really, really well? And I think that's our pledge to our patients, is that when you come here, we're going to make sure that you have all kinds of options to try, options that we honestly think you're going to be successful with. And so we'll steer you in the right direction, but ultimately it'll be your decision. And that trial and error of just being able to try things, I think it means a lot to our patients.
We love evaluating all the technology, right? And we do it all the time. It's actually really fun. Some are way better than others. Some we have more success with than others, but it's really cool to be able to delve in and explore. I love that hearing is just cool, right? I mean, we all love music. Who doesn't love music? Who doesn't love the sounds of life? Who doesn't love listening to their family member tell a fun story? I mean, hearing is just cool.
Yeah.
And it's so fun to be able to help people to hear better and to hear the sounds of life. And anyway, it's just a pretty neat thing.
One thing we were talking about earlier was over-the-counter hearing devices. Even though you may think you're a candidate for an over-the-counter device, we would recommend that you seek out some form of verification of how much hearing loss do I really have. It's common for our patients to come in and say, I don't think I have a hearing loss, but my husband or my wife, my significant other, really thinks that I have some hearing loss. And it's common for the patient to maybe not feel like their problem is that big of a deal. And so you may be underestimating how much hearing loss you have. What I'm trying to say is it's probably a good idea or a smart idea to first figure out, the knowledge part or get the information. How much of a problem do I really have? So come in, have a great hearing test performed, a very comprehensive test. Most insurances cover these tests. I mean, it's surprising to me how many patients we have come in. I mean, the great majority of the patients that come through our clinic, their insurance covers the hearing test great. And so come in, let's perform this comprehensive hearing test. Let's find out how your outer ear is performing with sound. Let's find out how your eardrum is managing sound. Let's find out if those little hair cells are picking up the sound the way they should. Let's find out if your nerve is allowing your sound to get from your ear to your brain in an efficient, effective way, and that you're processing sounds the right way. Let's make sure we truly understand who you are first, and then let's talk about treatment options, what might, be the best performing device for you, for your listening needs, for your anatomy, etc.
And treatment options can be fun. I think that's kind of a neat thing to think about, is that the stigma around hearing aids, I think, is going away.
It's changed a lot.
Which is kind of cool, because, you see people with Bluetooth headsets, you see people with AirPods, you see people with things on their ears all the time. Yeah. And hearing aids can do a lot of that now. They can stream audio, they can do Bluetooth stuff. Yeah. And so getting hearing aids can actually be pretty cool. It can be pretty fun.
It's kind of fun. One of the patients recently said, I love my hearing device more than my normal earpiece, because when the phone call comes in, I get a little tone before it even starts to ring. It's like I'm hearing things before anyone else. I feel like I'm totally in the know all the time. So that patient's feeling more connected than ever before. So it's fun.